Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yeji, like yay, G. And my channel is all about saving money while traveling because let's be real, traveling can get really expensive. So if you don't have to spend any money, why would you, right? And if that sounds interesting to you, let's be internet besties and consider subscribing below. And let's get into today's video. So today I wanted to talk about American Airlines and their partnership with Citi because American Airlines is an airline that my family and I fly the most. And that's because we are based in DFW. And of course, being an American Airlines hub, in DFW, we fly American Airlines a lot. And thankfully, Citi offers 5 different credit cards for American Airlines that you can open up and get points for. And you can open multiple of them, and that means more welcome bonuses, which means more points for you. So that's amazing. Unfortunately, American Airlines used to have a partnership with Barclays, but that is ending at the end of this year. So now going forward from 2026 onwards, Citi will be the only partner of American Airlines. So you no longer can open up Barclays American Airlines credit cards, which sucks for a lot of people because having another bank that is partnered with American Airlines just gave a little bit more diversity for customers to open up new credit cards and get more welcome bonuses. But now we're strictly stuck with Citi. Before we get into the credit cards, I just wanted to briefly touch upon the loyalty points of American Airlines. I'm not someone that chases statuses with airlines just because it's a lot difficult to obtain status with the airline unless of course you are flying that airline. But also a lot of our travels consist more internationally, and so internationally, I'd rather just transfer over points from different banks and book business classes that way than having a particular airline that I'm loyal to, because first, it's very expensive because you need to travel a lot to get those statuses. And second of all, I don't really think that having an airline status is beneficial per se, because at the end of the day, it's you might get upgraded, but will you really get upgraded to business class? And domestic airlines don't even have first class options. So they call it first class, but it's really just business class, right? It's just a nicer, wider seat. And so for me, it's not that big of a product change. The hard product is not really that desirable that I would need to go out of my way and spend on these credit cards or try to chase statuses. But I still want to go through the loyalty program for those of you that are loyal to American Airlines or do travel a lot and you want to know more about the loyalty program. So on the American Airlines website, it tells you more about the loyalty points and statuses. And to keep it simple, pretty much one American Airline Advantage mile equals 1 loyalty point. And of course, the more loyalty points you have, it's going to help towards your status. And once you hit the minimum of 15,000 loyalty points, American Airlines starts giving you benefits, and this benefit includes Group 5 boarding, a personalized luggage tag, you get additional 1,000 loyalty points, you get priority privileges or a Group 4 boarding, or you get 5 preferred seat coupons. And of course, if you hit 40,000 gold status, then it'll tell you what those privileges are and so on for 60,000, 75,000 and onwards. So if you are interested in hitting those statuses and loyalty points, you can go on the website and read more in detail because it's quite complicated and I don't think this applies to most people, and so I wanted to skim through it. But briefly, American Airlines has 4 tiers of status, those statuses being gold, platinum, platinum pro, and executive platinum. And of course, if you hit these milestones and earn higher tier statuses, you get early boarding times, you get complimentary upgrades, and you get more loyalty points. Meaning if you spend $100 on one of the credit cards, then you'd get a certain percentage more based on your loyalty status. Gold status will give you 40% more, platinum status 60% more, platinum pro 80% more, and executive platinum 120% more. Now let's move on to the credit cards because this is the fun part. As mentioned before, Citi offers 5 different credit cards, and we'll start with the cheapest and move on to the most expensive, and then we'll touch the business credit card as well. I won't be talking about welcome bonuses because welcome bonuses do change all the time, and so there's really no point in me talking about it because by the time you watch this video, the welcome bonus may have changed, and therefore that's the reason why I don't talk about it. So on the personal side, the $0 annual fee card is called the A Advantage Mile Up card. This card gives you 2x for every dollar you spent at grocery stores. It gives you 25% savings on in-flight purchases such as food and beverages. And of course, it gives you 2x on American Airlines purchases. So any tickets that you book will get 2x. and all other purchases get 1x. And that is pretty much it for this card. I know it's very simple. You pretty much only get 2x at grocery stores and booking American Airlines flights, but it is a $0 annual fee card. And what this card is good for, in my opinion, is that if you get a higher tier card and you want to downgrade it and not cancel it, then you would downgrade it to this card because, of course, it has $0 annual fee. And so that's one thing that we did as a family for both my husband and I. We originally had like a higher tier American Airlines card. We downgraded to the MyLab card, and then we opened up another Citi American Airlines card for like the bonus for that card and kept that card. That way we can hit like 2 bonuses, but only keep one credit card that has an annual fee. The next card is called A Advantage Platinum Select Credit Card. This card has $0 annual fee the first year when you open it, but starting from the second year, you do have to pay a $99 annual fee. This card gives you the first check back for free, and you get preferred boarding. You get 2x for every dollar you spend at restaurants, gas stations, and on eligible American Airlines purchases, and you get 1x on all other purchases. The first check back free only applies to 4 travel companions if they are under your same itinerary. You get 25% off of in-flight food and beverage purchases. You get a $125 American Airlines flight discount, but you do have to spend $20,000 on a card member year to receive that flight discount. You also earn up to $30 in statement credits for each eligible tour trip completed between October 19th of this year until October 18th of 2026, and you can qualify up to $180 statement credits in total. And if you do frequent Turo and you want to qualify for this, you do need to link your card to the Turo account. The Platinum Select is a good like mid-tier card to have if you do frequent American Airlines, in my opinion, because you do get the first bag checked for free up to 4 people in your itinerary. Check bag fees nowadays is like $40 a flight, so you're essentially getting $120 off of the annual fee if you have 4 people in your itinerary and if it's a one-way trip. So if you look at it that way, then $99 is really not that big of a deal, because I'm assuming that you're going to go somewhere and come back. That's another $120 of checked bags, and therefore it can add up really quickly if you do have a lot of people on your itinerary. But unfortunately, with this credit though, it only applies domestically. If you're traveling internationally to like Mexico, then you still have to pay those check bag fees, unfortunately. But however, like I said, if you do frequent American Airlines at least like once or twice a year round trip, then I think having this card is a good idea, because you're going to be spending the money on check bag fees anyways. But of course, this only applies to people that check bags. If you're a carry-on only person, then honestly, this doesn't really matter. There's really no need for you to get this card. I'm a check bag girly. Like, I have a lot of makeup and skincare products in like bottles, right? I can't do check bags. I don't know how some people do it, but I just couldn't. I'm just not that type of girl. And wherever I go, I need to have a check bag. So for me, having an American Airlines credit card is worth it. And the next card Citi offers is A Advantage Globe Card. This card is actually new this year. It opened up recently, and the annual fee is $350. But according to Citi, the perks are that it is worth $750 in value. With this card, every calendar year, you receive 4 Admiral Club passes. You get a $100 annual splurge credit, and you can purchase from First Dibs, A Advantage hotel bookings, or future personal training, or Live Nation. And this statement cash can pretty much be used in cash. So essentially think of it as like $100 of like free money to use on these locations. You get $240 back on Turo, which is $30 in statement credits after each eligible Turo trip. So that makes it like $240 total in statement credits annually. And if you want to qualify this, you do have to link your card to the Turo account. And every calendar year, you also get up to $100 back on in-flight purchases. And in-flight purchases include like food and beverages, but it can also be used for Wi-Fi. Now with this Wi-Fi credit, there are rumors that in 2026, American Airlines might offer free Wi-Fi on the plane. So there would be no point in you like buying Wi-Fi packages, right? If you're gonna get free Wi-Fi from next year. And packages include like $10 per flight, or if you're a frequent flyer, you can get a monthly subscription for like $50. But starting next year, if they do offer free Wi-Fi, then it's better off that you spend that money on food and beverages. You also get 3x on eligible American Airlines purchases. You get 6x on hotels booked through the A Advantage Hotels booking portal. You get 2x for every dollar spent at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. You get 2x on eligible transit purchases such as taxis, ride shares, and public transport. So the 4 Admiral passes that you would get each year, according to American Airlines, it's worth up to $300. You also get an American Airlines companion certificate starting your second year as long as you keep your membership and pay the annual fee. The companion certificate is good for qualifying single round trip domestic flight as long as you also pay the $90 for ticketing fees, taxes and fees, and etc. You get first check bag for free and up to 8 companions who are traveling with you on the same itinerary. You get preferred boarding, up to 8 companions also on the same itinerary. You get TSA or global entry. You also get travel protection, which I don't really like to talk about much because a lot of credit cards, especially like high-end cards, offer these protections, and therefore I don't really consider it like a big deal. You can also earn 5,000 bonus loyalty points after 4 qualifying American Airlines flight purchases. That would help with your status if you are status hunting. And this card also doesn't have any transaction fees. This is an interesting card in my opinion because you're able to take advantage of the splurge credit and also the food and beverage credit. That's already $200 off your annual fee. So your annual fee would drop to $150. Now the Admirals Club lounges cost $79 per visit if you do get the single day pass. $79 for a single person I think is super expensive because not all Admirals Club lounges are nice in my opinion. Some of them, honestly, the food's like meh. And I'd rather just pay money outside at the airport and go sit down at a restaurant and eat versus like go to the lounge and eat their food because it's like, honestly, like really honestly. The only benefit of going to the lounge, in my opinion, is that there's less people. And even then, sometimes it just gets overcrowded. So it's not worth it in my opinion. However, I do think that there are benefits to it, like such as like cleaner bathrooms, and especially if you have a young one, like you're breastfeeding. Like for instance, when my toddler was a baby and I was breastfeeding, it's awkward to do those things out at the airport, and so it would just be nicer to go somewhere like more like closed off in the lounge where it's quieter and you can kind of do your thing, feed the baby and stuff like that. So those are the benefits in my opinion. Honestly, $79 is too much, but I mean, if the card's giving you 4 of them for free, then I think it's great to go check it out. And that itself, having 4 passes, is more than $150 of the annual fee left over, right? If you deduct the splurge credit and also the food and beverage credit. So I think if you think about it that way, then the annual fee is really not that bad. And remember, you also get a companion pass. So sure, you do have to pay the $99 for like taxes and stuff like that, right? But I mean, if you are flying over the holidays and you need to bring a companion with you, sometimes the flights can go up like $400, $500, right? So if that's the case, having a companion pass that can fly with you for free round trip is a huge benefit of this card in my opinion. The next card is the AAdvantage Executive Card, and this card has an annual fee of $595. So this is their premium card that is offered from Citi. With this card, you get access to lounges. You can go in as many times as needed. And according to American Airlines, this is worth $850 alone. You get free global entry or TSA. They say you get enhanced airport experience, but honestly, like, what is that even? What is the whole enhanced airport experience? Because there's one line that everyone has to go through. So I'm like, what are they talking about? What is the enhanced part? Right? So we have this credit card and I haven't noticed anything like enhanced about the airport experience in my opinion. So the fact that they're advertising this to me is kind of like, what are you talking about? With this card, you get 10x on eligible hotels and car rentals if you book through the AAdvantageHotels.com or the AAdvantageCars.com. You get 4x on American Airline purchases. You get a 5x miles booster, but that only applies if you spend over $150,000 in a calendar year, and the whole 5 miles booster is applicable to American Airlines purchases. That's a lot of money to be spending just to get 5x on ticket purchases, pretty much essentially. Like $150,000, like you could spend that on a different credit card that gives you so much more in my opinion than on this card personally. And you get 1x on all other purchases. With the complimentary Admirals Club membership, you can bring up to 2 people in for free. So you get an additional 20,000 loyalty points if you've already reached 50,000 loyalty points in a status. And you earn another additional 10,000 loyalty points if you reached 90,000 loyalty points in the same year. So this is only applicable to people that obviously fly American Airlines a lot, put a lot of spend on their credit cards, because in order to hit the extra 20,000 loyalty points, you do need to have 90,000 qualifying loyalty points already that year. You get free global entry and TSA. You also get first check back for free up to 8 travel companions in the same itinerary. You get 25% off on in-flight food and beverage purchases. This card also has no transaction fees, and you do get some protection benefits as well. You do really need to fly a lot of American Airlines or frequent American Airlines a lot to justify this card, because it does have a high annual fee. According to American Airlines, the Admirals Club is worth $850. So if you do go to the lounges at least 7 or 8 times, then yes, I can see this card being worth it, because the annual fee is a lot lower than Admirals Club. And that's one of the reasons why we got this card like a couple years ago, because we did fly enough to kind of justify having this card, and we didn't really mind eating the food so much. Now I'm kind of reassessing a little bit, to be honest, because the annual fee has climbed up and now it's worth $595, and I'm wondering if lounge access is even worth it at this point. So I may think a little bit harder on this and downgrade it to a lower tier card, or downgrade it to another Mile Up card and open up the Globe card when the time comes around, because I do think that the Globe card has a little bit more benefits and perks for most people compared to this executive card. Because like I said, this card is only beneficial to have if you do like going to the lounges and you get value out of going to the lounges. Otherwise, honestly, this card is just expensive for what it is, because it only gives you 4x on American Airlines flights, so like airlines, right? But there's other cards that give you 5x, even 6x. And having to spend $150,000 just to get the 5x like point booster is really not worth it on this card. So like I said before, unless you go to lounge literally like every time you visit, I think the Globe card is more beneficial for most people, because you do get 4 lounge passes a year with it to kind of like test it out a little bit, and you get the splurge credit on top of that, and the Wi-Fi and food beverage credit. Whereas the executive card doesn't even give you the $100 credit back on food or beverage purchases. The last card I want to talk about is the A Advantage Business Card. This card has a $0 annual fee the first year, but starting the second year, you do have to pay the $99 annual fee. With this card, you get 2x on American Airlines purchases, 2x in gas stations and car rental companies. You get 2x on telecommunications merchants and cable and satellite providers, and then you get 1x on all other purchases. With this card, you do get a first check back for free up to 4 travel companions, and of course, once again, this is only domestic itinerary, not international. You get preferred boarding. You also get 25% off on select in-flight purchases, and you earn an American Airlines companion certificate if you spend more than $30,000 a year on this card. And once you earn the companion certificate, you do have to pay the $99 for the ticketing fee and then the taxes and stuff. And of course, this card has no foreign transaction fees. I do feel like American Airlines does need to refresh their business card a little bit as well, because 2x is on the low end of the multipliers in this day and age. I mean, 2x on like gas, honestly, there's like better cards out there that gives you like 3x, or even if you get like the hotel credit cards, you can get up to like 7x, 6x on different gas stations. So this card only giving you 2x is very little in my opinion. And also with giving 2x on telecommunication merchants, like 2x is kind of like the minimum. So even if you get other business cards out there, like the Amex Blue Business Plus, I mean the Capital One Venture X business card, like honestly, they're all 2x. So why would you put 2x on a Citi card when you can get 2x general on Amex points or Capital One points? So in my opinion, this card is really not that enticing. You'd only get this card if you want to get the bonus for the American Airlines, of course, and if you can justify enough spend for the $99 for your business. But honestly, I feel like there's better business cards out there. Maybe if you have a business, you do want to open up this card, and then after you cancel the card after you got the bonus, because I mean, it is a business card, so it's not like it's going to negatively affect your credit score, right? Even if you close the card. So if that's the route that you're gonna take, then I think it's fine. But this is not a keeper card for me. I don't think having this card is gonna benefit your business per se because the multipliers are so low, in my opinion. And in terms of the companion pass, the Globe card, even though it's a personal card, just gives you the companion pass for free. Whereas with this card, you have to put $30,000 spend on it. And in my opinion, $30,000 is not worth having the companion pass because the companion pass is only for domestic travel, right? Like if it was international and you're flying internationally with American Airlines, I'd be like, yeah, okay, maybe 30,000 isn't too bad. I feel like if you're gonna spend $30,000 on this card, it's just honestly better to just purchase the companion ticket. Like for your companion, just purchase their flight versus relying on the companion pass, right? Because $30,000 on another 2x card is like 60,000 points versus like a domestic flight, which is what, like $300, $400, let's say, like one way even. Like it's just not worth it in my opinion. Now those are the 5 cards offered by Citi, and the nice thing about partnering with Citi is that Citi also has its collection of cards, and so you can transfer Citi points over to American Airlines without relying on just American Airlines credit cards for American Airlines points. So you can maximize both American Airlines credit cards and Citi cards, which is nice in my opinion. Now, if you do want more American Airlines points, like I'm always down for more American Airlines points because like I said, we do frequent American Airlines the most, you can open up a Basque account. Now, we use Basque account as our savings account essentially, but instead of saving money and getting like the lowest percentage possible, right, from big like brick and mortar banks, we do get as American Airlines points. So as of right now, Basque Bank offers 1.75 American Airlines miles for every dollar you save with them. Depending on the season, it can go up to like 2 miles per dollar saved. I've seen it go up to like 2.5 miles per dollar saved. And of course, like every other bank, the rates change. But as of now, it's 1.75. But honestly, like just having money set aside at Basque Bank and getting 1.75 miles back is, I think, great if you can get value out of American Airlines. And you gotta be smart about how you use those American Airlines points, because if you're just gonna waste it on like a cheap flight, then it really isn't worth having a Basque Bank account open. But if you're able to like take advantage and maximize those points, then I think it's worth looking into. Another way to earn a lot of American Airlines points is using the AAdvantage shopping portal. And if you're anything like me and likes to shop online a lot, then I think it's a good idea to shop through the shopping portal. Of course, you also want to compare to other shopping portals out there, because sometimes certain shopping portals will give you more points than another shopping portal. So for instance, I use Rakuten the most because I want to get Amex points, but then sometimes American Airlines gives you more points than Rakuten. And a lot of airlines have these shopping portals, not just American Airlines. I know Delta, United, Southwest, and etc. They also have different shopping portals. So I think it's a good idea to kind of check through them and see which portal gives you the most cash back. So one tip is to make an account with My Cashback Monitor, and I'll leave the link down below as well, so you guys can like go customize your own like shopping portals on My Cashback Monitor. That way you don't have to like think hard. You just open up the website and then you can see which shopping portal gives you back the most points back, and you can go on from there, because sometimes like Rakuten will give you like 2x back, and I say 2x with Rakuten because I get Amex points, and so that equates to like 2x, right? But if you want to get cash back, then that's fine too. And sometimes like a certain merchant, they'll give you like 3x, for instance, on American Airlines website. Then of course I'm going to use the American Airlines shopping portal over Rakuten, for instance. So every time you shop online, you just got to make sure that you use the shopping portal before you check out. Another way to earn a lot of American Airlines points is to use their dining portal. And you have to link a credit card, and it doesn't have to be an American Airlines like Citi credit card. You can have like another dining card. For instance, we have our Amex Gold link there with other cards as well. So anytime you go to a restaurant that is mentioned on the dining portal, you not only get American Airlines points, but you also get like Amex points for dining as well, because you know Amex Gold has a dining category. So you kind of like double dip, which is amazing. Now, a lot of airlines have this dining portal as well, and you can't double dip, meaning like you can't have an account with Southwest and open another account with American Airlines. You kind of just have to stick with one lane, and trust me, they know because I've tried it. And anytime you add a card to a different dining portal, you get an email saying that your card was unlinked from the previous dining portal. So you just have to make sure you stick with one airline program. I don't always go to restaurants mentioned on the dining portal because sometimes the restaurants I like are not on the portal, but I feel like, hey, like, if you're in the mood for something new and you're gonna spend that money anyways, why not go to a restaurant that is on the dining portal? That way you can double dip, I just think it's a nice way to stack a lot of points. Now, another way to earn a bunch of American Airlines points is booking hotels through their A-Advantage hotel program. Now, this is a third-party booking site. So let's say you book a Hilton hotel, you're not gonna get Hilton loyalty points or Hilton statuses because you booked through a third party. So if you do have loyalty and status with a certain brand, I suggest booking your hotel nights directly with their hotel website. But if you're not loyal to any brand, then I think it's a good idea to book through the airline's portal because, hey, why not? That's extra American Airlines points, and more points doesn't hurt. And sometimes, depending on the hotel, they do have promotions. They say like, oh, you get extra bonus points if you book this hotel. So this is similar to the shopping portal or the dining portal. You kind of have to pick your lane and stick with one airline. And in this case, because we're talking about American Airlines, stick with American Airlines airline portal and not a different airline hotel portal. And lastly, I wanted to talk about SimplyMiles. SimplyMiles is a website that is directly through American Airlines, and they offer you those points. So if you open up an account with SimplyMiles and link your Citi American Airlines credit card to the SimplyMiles website, depending on the merchants on the website, you can get extra American Airlines points. So for instance, if I go onto my SimplyMiles account, it says it'll give me 4 extra loyalty points, essentially American Airlines points, every dollar I spend on Amazon. Or it'll give me 2 more miles if I spend $1 at Lyft, an extra mile if I spend on Walmart, and etc. Now you do have to activate these offers. So it's one of those things you have to check every couple of months to see if there's any website that you normally go purchase things anyways, and see if you can get extra points or miles. And yes, it can get kind of annoying, right? But I think if you really are into earning more miles, and if you're really in this game, then I think it's just something extra nice for being rewarded for something that you're doing anyway. Like if you're already purchasing things on Walmart, then might as well, activate that offer and get a little bit more. And I know it's only 1x right now at Walmart, but it's still a little bit more points than not getting anything in return, right? And the thing I noticed about SimplyMiles is that depending on your membership, the offers change. So my husband used to have status with American Airlines, and when I went to his SimplyMiles account, he had better offers on there than my basic no status SimplyMiles account. Some of the merchants on there, like Amazon, Walmart, has really low miles you would get back in return, but some of them actually have really good deals, such as if you're renting a car, let's say through Six or Turo or any other brand that you would purchase things from. Sometimes they have over 1,000 extra miles that you can get by just activating the offer and making a purchase using their credit cards. So if you really dig through what the offers are, there's really great offers out there, and you can really rack up some good American Airlines miles, in my opinion. And lastly, I wanted to talk about one huge thing. So did you know that you can book American Airlines on the British Airways website? Yes, because British Airways and American Airlines have a partnership, you can book American Airlines flights on the British Airways using the British Airways Avios. Not all American Airlines flights are going to be available on the British Airways website. A lot of the times it's only morning or evening that is available on the British Airways website, but the fact that you can purchase flights using points is a huge deal in my opinion. And I say this because American Airlines is only partnered with Citi, meaning you can only transfer Citi points to American Airlines. So if you don't have a lot of Citi points, then you're kind of stuck, But British Airways is partnered with Amex, Chase, Capital One, and Wells Fargo. That's 4 banks that you have access to that you can transfer your points out to British Airways, and on the British Airways platform you can book American Airlines. So if you open up the book tab, you'll see book a flight with Avios. You'll click on that. Now I'm just gonna type in the basic of Dallas to Los Angeles. like the weekend before Thanksgiving, for instance, and then I search, and then these are the options that it gives me. A lot of the economy flights are already sold out. You're only left with business class flights, and also it's only like morning or like evening times available. So yes, the flights available are not that great compared to like booking directly with American Airlines. But I mean, having the option of just being able to book American Airlines flights using like British Airways points or like Avios is like a great thing in my opinion, because it just gives you more options to choose from, right? If you don't have enough Citi points. Now, going along with this whole British Airways thing, remember British Airways is partnered Finnair, Iberia, Lingus, I mean even Qatar Airways. I mean, you have all these options. So if you have any other points from this different airlines, you can combine it with your British Airways Avios and then book American Airlines that way. I mean, also vice versa. Like if you're gonna book any other of these international flights, then you can use your British Airways points as well by transferring them out. Well, there you have it. This was my review of the Citi American Airlines credit cards. There's a lot of ways to get American Airlines points, and I'm grateful for that because not every airline offers that option to either shop through different portals and stuff like that. And if you're able to take advantage of all the websites I mentioned previously and also use Basque Bank and stuff like that, I think you can rack up a lot of American Airlines miles into your account. And I mean, that's a good thing, right? I mean, we always want more miles and points so that we can use them and spend them on travel. I use the British Airways website like heavily every time I need to book an American Airlines flight, because I just don't want to use cash all the time I travel, right? I'm someone that prefers to use points. So I'm always going to choose points over booking everything in cash with American Airlines. And of course, you have to like compare cash prices at the time. But a lot of the times I'm okay spending points, even if it's like, 50,000 points for my family to travel versus having to spend like $1,500 on like a flight to go somewhere. So that is just me, because I see points as a reward, and so I want to be able to like spend my reward however I want to spend it. And obviously that's not the smartest way to maximize your points, I get that, but sometimes domestic flights are super expensive over the holidays especially, that I'm just not willing to dish out that much cash. Therefore I spend the points over cash. But anyways, I hope today's video was helpful and insightful as well to earning a lot of American Airlines miles, and also help you with the tips and tricks that I mentioned of earning those American Airlines miles. But if you have any further questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time with a different video. Bye!